Okay, definitely one of my favorite things about starting this channel is that I get to discover so much music from all over the world. And today we're going to take a look at New Zealand, which is for me in Belgium like literally the other side of the globe. That's pretty crazy. New Zealand isn't like the country most people are going to think of when they think about metal and metal bands that matter a lot, but a band that has put New Zealand on a map, sort of, as a metal country is Alien Weaponry. I've never heard them. I actually don't know much about them except that the band was started by two brothers when they were still kids, when they were still very young, and all the band members are Maori or descendants of Maori people, the native people of New Zealand. And so that culture and that history has a big influence on their music. Other than that, I don't really know what style of metal they do. I don't really know what like the vocals are like. Is there singing? Is there screaming? I have no idea. That's all just gonna be a brand new discovery for me today. Oh, one other thing I do know is that just this year they dropped their third studio album, so I will definitely take a look at a song from that album. But the first song I want to listen to from them is probably their most popular one. The YouTube video for it has like 19 million views. It came out in 2018, which is already a while ago. Sometimes you're just kind of scared by how fast the years go. You know, Smash Mouth was right. The years start coming and they don't stop coming. Either way, yeah, the song is called Tangata. I'm probably not pronouncing that right because I have no notion of the Maori language, but I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm pretty sure that they have at least a few songs in Maori and then others in English as well. Okay, so apparently this song and the music video to it has this whole story that is explained in the description of the video. In 1820, the Great Northern War Chief departed New Zealand for England. On his return, he brought with him the word of God and hundreds of muskets. Things would never be the same again. Yeah, that's a classic story of more advanced weapons making their way to people that never had these weapons before, and then all sorts of things, bad things start to happen. Either way, song seems to be about a part of history. The title literally translates to eat people. Fun. And refers to the ancient Maori tradition of eating the flesh of their enemies after battle in order to insult them. Because, yeah, there's no ancient tradition like cannibalism, I guess. The driving riff that carries the song echoes the pounding footsteps of the war party, while the chorus traces the parts of the full-body Moko, the tattoos, traditionally worn by Maori warriors. The images are of brutal hand-to-hand combat and the taking of slaves, with flashes of white teeth reminding us of the eventual fate of those unfortunate captives. This is gonna be a hell of a music video and a song, I feel like. Some people might find it a bit grisly, says singer and lead guitarist Louis de Jong, but it's stuff that actually happened and nobody ever talks about. We're not saying it's right or wrong, it's just a part of our history. Interesting. I mean, grisly, like he says, but interesting. So, you know what? I feel like I've been going on way too long and not been getting to the reaction. So I'm just gonna, with this context in mind, I'm just gonna go watch the video and listen to the song and have some fun. Oh, we get more explanation. In 1820, the Great Northern War Chief, I didn't read fast enough. Anyway, it's the story of how the muskets got to New Zealand, to the Maori, basically. Things would never be the same again. Wow. Oh, that's a cool shot. Oh, this imagery is amazing, man. Ooh, is that the riff they were talking about? Because that is cool as hell. Of course. Of course, you get to go sit in the forests of New Zealand and play guitar and look awesome. I mean, if I lived in New Zealand and wasn't a metal band, that's exactly what I would want to do. This goes hard, man. you know. This is really awesome so far. When they mentioned something about the riff emulating like the stomping of the war party, and there's all this imagery of these warriors in the forests, and the thing that Maori tend to be known for is the haka, which is a war dance that their rugby team still does at the start of every match. It's known for being very expressive and as like a mockery of the enemy. I mean, like it's sports, it's rugby, it's not that serious, but it's still something that they still do. I think is a pretty cool traditional thing that they still get to have, because Maori have been oppressed for a very long time, and there's still a lot of things of that oppression remaining in New Zealand, in society. I feel like from the couple of things that I've heard and read about, it's absolutely not perfect. So that's another reason why it's pretty cool that this band gets to do its thing and talk about the history of their people. So I want to go back a little bit and then appreciate that riff a little bit more, because it is very, very thrashy and very like these guys paid attention to the classic thrash elements and did something awesome with it, if you ask me. Yeah, very expressive. Oh, did you see? See? Did you see? Don't know if you noticed that just now in the video there was some flashes of footage of the traditional tattoos being done, which I think is still definitely a thing in New Zealand, but it's probably not for foreigners. I think it's something that is still just kind of in the Maori community, or maybe some people get those tattoos, but it's not for you if you're not Maori. So I would not get a tattoo like that for sure. And the tattoos sort of tell the like life story and personality of the person who's wearing them. Oh wow, here we go. Man, can you imagine though? This song kicks ass, dude. This is everything you could want from thrash metal, man. It's just, like I said, they paid attention to it, and they did something really awesome with it, I feel like. Oh, you don't want to make mommy mad. Oh, this poor kid. Okay, well, there's a bit of a quieter moment in this song. Can you imagine, though, just being just anybody, and then some enemies show up, and you've never seen a gun or a musket, which was like these old style guns that they had to reload by hand. They didn't really have like modern style bullets yet in the 19th century. 1820 was the year, right? That didn't exist yet back then. But even still, just imagine some guy with like this weird looking stick shows up and he points it at you and it bangs and you have like this gaping wound in you now all of a sudden, and he's like meters away. He's like really far away from you. That must have been just completely insane. And unfortunately, this is stuff that has happened in many places in the world. And yeah, that sucks. But like these guys said, it's a thing that happened. It's not to be glorified, but it's not something to be forgotten either. So there's lessons to be learned, I suppose you can say. So anyway, let's see what else they're up to. Ooh. Oh. Okay, are they actually gonna fire and then we're gonna use them as like blunt weapons? Nice, nice. I'm always a fan of a good breakdown. Speaking of blunt weapons, that chief dude looks dangerous. I mean, they all look kind of dangerous. It's a war. I think they're actually using the muskets as sticks. Which seems really silly, but if you don't know how to use it, you're just gonna think like, yeah, this is just like a fancy kind of stick that they gave me, so I'm just gonna like beat somebody up with it. That could work, you know. Also, I guess if you run out of powder and bullets to put in it, you can still use it as a stick. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Let's just enjoy some more music video and some more music. Oh, here we go again with that riff. Hell yeah! Sick, man. Oh, that guy did fire it. He knows what he's doing. It's gotta be so terrifying the first time you encounter that. Yep. Oh yeah, they learn how to use them. Man. That's horrifying to think about, really. And yeah, it's easy to guess who's gonna win that fight, isn't it? The guy who's playing that war chief guy, like, he's having a good time. This is a really solid song. I like it a lot. Oh, that's that first shot from the start again. Cool. Right, that was a really cool song. I'm glad that I learned a couple things about it before listening to it, because it adds a lot of context, especially when you see like the war party show up with the muskets. If you don't know much of the context of it, you might be like, what is going on here? But I thought I'm glad that I actually sat down and did my homework a little bit before I got into this. Musically, it's cool. It's really well done. I will say I am curious to listen to another song, a more recent song, to hear the evolution of these bands, because you can tell from their faces of the band that they're still quite young when they made this. Like, this is really good stuff. I want to hear more. I want to hear how they've evolved since releasing this in 2018. We're now 7 years later, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Alien Weaponry, of course, has their own YouTube channel. This is a song that they released this year, 2025, as a single from their album titled Thrash, which came out 7 months ago? In January. Actually quite early. I'm a little late to the party, I guess. So are we going to be in for another history lesson or what? I do think it's fascinating. I always think it's cool when, well, you know, as a band, as musicians, you can really just honestly make songs about whatever you like. And I listen to a bunch of different bands that have, some of them make very silly music, some of them make very serious music. I think there's room for all of these things. And like I said, of course, if that's your background, and maybe you come from a background of marginalized people, of oppressed people, then maybe you just want to talk about your history and allow other people to learn more about your history. So I think that's super fascinating. Let's see what this single Moko has in store for us. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna pause and read it this time because sometimes these things go by too fast. Toy Moko and Moko Mokai are the preserved heads of Maori during the 1800s. They were taken and traded as trophies. What? Okay, that's completely awful. Yeah, you see, it's what I mean. If your people have been oppressed and marginalized and just tortured and killed like this, then yeah, it's important to talk about, even if it's just horrible. Today, families are still fighting to have their ancestors returned to them where they belong. Oh man, that is so tragic. That's awful. That really is just awful. Ooh, nice. That's a cool guitar riff. This is gonna be a brutal video again, I feel like. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh. Oh, they're in the woods again. They're clearly older. They clearly grew a lot. This is awesome. Oh no, it's one of his heads. I mean, it's probably a prop, but just the idea of it, man. Like, how messed up are you that you think, like, I have this preserved head of some person in my home just because I think I have the right to rule the world because I just have more advanced technology, I guess. A lot of history is just really messed up like that, man. Either way, as for the music of this song, awesome. I like it a lot. It's the same, it's, you know, it's that thrashy music, but I feel like you can already hear that these guys have stepped up their game quite a bit since that first album they made. So, awesome. I love to hear it. Yeah, the lyrics aren't Maury again. Oh, we're getting more tattoos. I should say Moko. Need to pay more attention to that stuff. And at least one of the band members has got his Moko in the meantime. See? That's interesting. So messed up, man, those heads. I feel like the vocals leveled up quite a bit as well. Oh, ooh. Oh yeah, that's another thing about New Zealand. New Zealand itself is on a fault line, so you have a lot of volcanoes and earthquakes and geology like this. Oh, what is this called? Hot springs. Hot springs, that's the word I was looking for. Although I don't know, it might be those like hot pools like you have in like Yellowstone, for instance, is very famous for its hot springs and these sort of bubbly pools that they all tell you don't come too close because if you fall in, you will die. Also, these places smell awful. They smell like rotten eggs because there's a lot of sulfur in the ground and that's what gives it that bad smell. So as an aside, just, a little bit of a geology lesson. But I mean, I get it. Like I said, if I was in New Zealand, I would also go like take these cool shots in like the woods and near the hot spring places because yeah, of course. And it's metal as hell. That is okay. Another little bit of history here. The Moko from the Maori have long been looked down upon and I think even prohibited by law. This is all slowly coming back, or like I said, there's a lot of things have improved for the Maori people, but there's still a lot of things that are not okay. I'm not sure exactly what time frame we're talking about here. I'm also assuming the 1800s somewhere, maybe later than that other video. But I gotta say, this lady, she's not wearing traditional clothes, but she does have the traditional moko on her face. Despite that, I think it's a cool look of having like her non-traditional clothes with still that sign of her people. But it's also just very ironic because this probably was not allowed at the time. Sad history overall, but let's see what else the video tells us. Chanting in the background, that's pretty cool. I feel like she's gonna get in trouble because we see her get the Moko a little while back. Now she kind of seems like she's hiding. Like she wants that. Oh, she got a weapon. Okay, I think I know where this is going. It's not something I can imagine as like some dumbass white person from Europe, but it must be so jarring and awful to live your life knowing your ancestry and your history but not being allowed to live it. So yeah. And when I said I think I know where this is going, I think she's just going to escape the Western people that probably just see her as property and nothing much more. And I also feel like it's gonna get pretty brutal again, but this is unfortunately the reality of history. That's a good guitar solo. Ooh, ow. Oh yeah. You know what? Good for her. I hope she makes it. There's so much going on in the music video again, and I forget to pay attention to the music, but listen, I do hear it. I do think it's amazing. I'm trying to juggle a couple things here at once, but I like the music a lot. This is probably gonna be for later when I sit down and like listen to these guys' albums, but so far I like the music a lot. The music videos are super interesting. And let's just finish the rest of the song. Now she made it back. Now they can bury their ancestor. Or family member, probably. Damn. I said at the beginning of the video, I assume it's a prop. It might not be. Although I'm not sure if it would probably be disrespectful to use it this way for a music video. I don't know. I actually don't know how the Maori would feel about this. Okay, I'm just gonna assume it's a prop because the other option is, it would seem disrespectful. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the situation to really say anything more about it. So yeah, let me just not. Cool song, awesome music video, very interesting, man. that was really cool. That was alien weaponry with some awesome music that I think deserves a lot more attention, and some very interesting, albeit disturbing, but still really interesting history lessons for us. That was really fun. Yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say while the video was playing. I hope these guys get to continue to do what they do, because I think they're really awesome at it. And like I said, I'm always for more people from all over the world getting to make their music and getting some attention for it and getting a following for it. And like in this case, the music also being a vehicle for telling us some stories of their ancestry and their history, and things that don't get the attention they deserve, may have been forgotten by just most people, because, this is not something that many people just might not think about Maori and the kind of awful things that they faced when I think the Dutch and the English and other people, when they discovered New Zealand and were like, oh, there's already other people living here, but listen, we don't care. We're just the world is ours. It's an awful part of history that should be talked about and should not be forgotten, even if it was terrible. It's important to remember this stuff, because otherwise, I know this is like a thing that a lot of people say, and maybe you're bored of it, but you gotta learn your history to learn the lessons from it, or you gotta keep making the same mistakes. Yeah, I think it's important. Not only is it fun that this band exists, I think it's also probably important that they exist and that they talk about the things that they talk about and teach us some things. Think of anything more profound to say, really, aside from just educate yourself, learn your history. That's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If there are things that you want to add in the comments, that's what they're there for. If maybe I said some things about New Zealand and the Maori people that's absolutely wrong, please also let me know. Like I said, I want to learn. I think learning is important. I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, stay awesome and stay kind, and I will see you soon. Bye.